Hello my precious cinnamon rolls, my name is Phoephoe and I'm here back again playing Loren, the Amazon Princess. And we've still got 3 personal quests left to do. I'm going to try Apolimesho's quest since he's a mage. Let's put Apolimesho in the back row. There we go. I'm just going to check his inventory first. Got a bit of stuff. Oh, that's the braces of the wilderness aren't any better. Got some unique stuff that only can't be used by them. Okay. Apolimesho was quiet when Eleanor approached him at dawn. He scowled once before leading her from camp and into the wilderness. Their journey was more of the same, long stretches of walking with absolutely no words in between. They travelled into Mount Kronos. Eleanor was not looking forward to the climb or the cold. Especially not the way she's dressed, no. After some time, Eleanor dared to speak up as they approached the side of the cliff. Eleanor asks, "Where are we going?" Apolimesho says, "Never you mind. You're here to assist me, not to ask questions." Eleanor says, "I've been quiet so far. The least you owe me some explanations." Apolimesho says, "No, I do not." Eleanor says, "Please, I've come this far." Apolimesho grumbled, "We are almost there. We'll search the Tomb of Fallen." Eleanor had heard of it. It was a massive tomb full of war heroes that were buried with nothing but the clothes on their backs. Eleanor asks, "What do you plan to find now?" Apolimesho said nothing and continued to hike. Eleanor says, "You're not looking for something, but someone." Apolimesho stopped and turned around. He gave Eleanor a long look. "We must be hastier." All the others pressed on. However, their way was blocked by unfriendly company. 8. Orc healer and 2 warriors. So I'll go plonk. I think if they're snow orcs, fire would be good. Oh, he's being guarded, right, okay. She keeps getting paralyzed. Paralyzed and slowed, staggered, not good. Jeez, Eleanor. Take out the healer. Heal yourself. And there we go. Oh! The orcs are slain. Apolimesho was warned for the crime and the battle. And asks, "Are you well?" Apolimesho says, "I am. No more dallying. Onwards." The old man did not stop to recover, even though Eleanor knew he needed to. They passed many obscure caves and burial sites in search of the mass tomb. At last they made it. When they reached the door, Apolimesho braced himself to catch his breath. Eleanor says, "Have some of my water." Apolimesho dismissed her. Eleanor was offended as she realized her water canteen was frozen solid. There must have been something that Eleanor could do to help Apolimesho. The tomb was larger than Eleanor had imagined. Small, Unitarian coffins lined the walls. Eleanor says, "There must be thousands of bodies here." Apolimesho says, "Tens of thousands." Burials were rare in Aravorn, but the monks of the mountain had made an effort to preserve the bodies of fallen soldiers to honour them. It was almost in vain, as the way to visit the dead was too late by the very reason they were often burned. Eleanor said, "Beware!" Apolimesho says, "I have them." Right, we've got a necromancer. Oh, shoot him.
I'll protect you!
The necromancer down, and
we have no time for this.
Oops. There we go.
Disgusting creature.
See? The battle wore Apolimesho down even further, and he was forced to take a moment to recover. Eleanor watched him closely. "Why are you punishing yourself so much?" she asked. "The dead here have not left." Apolimesho says, "At everything there, and at my age, everything is erased at dense time." Apolimesho slowly started to search the names on each coffin. "Your assistance is now required. I am looking for the name of Gwendolyn." Eleanor asks, "Gwendolyn?" Apolimesho turned away. Eleanor was determined to be finally of use to Apolimesho and began her own search in a separate part of the tomb. Hours upon hours passed. Names began to blur together. Genda. Oh, we've got a. Gwen. Gwendolyn, there we go. Eleanor almost passed up Gwendolyn's name when she finally found it, and then she could not believe it. Sir! Apolimesho had long disobeyed, but he rushed into sight on Eleanor's call. He hobbled forward, leaning heavily on his staff. Please tell me you have. Eleanor pointed at the tomb. Apolimesho grasped its end with disbelief. A smile formed on his face. A rare sight for Eleanor. She asked, who is she? Apolimesho promptly pulled the coffin out with Eleanor's help and opened it. After the dust cleared, a sleepy skeleton before them, hands crossed and then undressed in tattered clothing. It is my daughter, Apolimesho says. The wizard reached into his robes and procured a bottled potion. He opened it with a squeak. Eleanor recognised the turquoise colour and immediately grabbed hand before he could act. I think that was a typo. Eleanor says, wait, are you sure this is wise? Apolimesho says, unhand me. Eleanor says, she's dead, you know what can happen. To fight her way through the undead just to get hit, is that what you wanted to be? Apolimesho says, do not instruct me on my own life's work. You've done your job, you may leave them out. Sir, I won't allow you to do this. They both stood and glared at each other. Eleanor reached for the potion, but Apolimesho pulled it away. Young elf. In their struggle, the potion tipped into the casket. They froze the liquid sprinkled across the skeleton. The bones started to rattle. The clothes on its body started to mend. As Apolimesho wanted, the body was animating, but no flesh covered its bones. Skeleton sat up and pricked itself out of the coffin. Gwen? The skeleton stood stoic for a moment and faced Apolimesho. Eleanor says, stars. Apolimesho says, my daughter. Apolimesho smiled and opened his arms. The skeleton moves towards him, but not to return his embrace. Oh, we gotta fight a lich. Great. It's weak to air. I don't know if we actually have any air. We don't have any air. That's great. Water we'll have to do then. Easy. Gwen was destroyed, but so became Apolimesho. He kneeled by the remains of his daughter and wept. Why? Why did you give her life when I was so willing? You had so much potential. Eleanor gave Apolimesho the time he needed to truly make peace with his daughter's death. He had spent so much time in the idea that she could come back that it was clear he'd never allowed himself closure. Eleanor started to restore Gwendolyn to her coffin. Apolimesho was still on the floor, refusing to let go of Gwen's embroidered cloak. Her mother gave this to her. The day she admitted into the Magic Academy. She insisted on fighting alongside me in the war. Her mother forbid it, but I took her anyway. The day I came home without her, he squeezed the fabric. Eleanor asked, how did she die? Apolimesho slowly stood with much effort. Eleanor finished replacing the tomb. She sacrificed herself in my place. Sacrificed? Our foe was too strong. She knew what had to be done and did it before I could stop her. Eleanor says, I'm sorry. She sounds like a very remarkable woman. Silence filled the tomb once again, and Apolimesho turned away. We need to return. Apolimesho swallowed his sorrow and took belaboured steps to make his way out of the tomb. When they reached the entrance, they felt the sting of the frigid air again. Apolimesho physically weakened. He leaned heavily on his staff and shook. Eleanor crouched in front of Apolimesho. Allow me to carry you. Apolimesho says, nonsense. Eleanor says, you don't need to pretend with me, archwizard. Let me take one of your burdens. Apolimesho muttered and sighed. Eventually caved in and allowed Eleanor to carry him on her back. The trek back to the camp felt twice as long. When they were back, they both needed a long rest. While Apolimesho retired, he caught Eleanor's ear. You're a decent help upon the mountain. Eleanor smoked to herself. I'm interested in knowing what it would take to garner higher praise if her leg's journey on her back is only decent. After this breakdown in the tomb, Eleanor thought she would never see Apolimesho smile again, but he proved her wrong just then. Good night. Apolimesho disappeared into his tent. In time, Eleanor would have learned that Apolimesho's alchemy and his stop and his finest scrap of seeing how his work ultimately led to. He decided it was a dangerous slope and it needed to end with him. Apolimesho treasured the cloak he'd recovered from his daughter's waves, coming to terms with what happened after so long. Look at the form. I need to equip everybody with their unique items, so Draco's got a unique necklace. What's this? Amakiki's got a unique shield. And Loren's got a unique necklace as well. And that means we can give other people some things. I don't think I've got anybody else that actually uses a shield. Oh, Ramos has a new axe. Yes, put that on Ramos. Anything else I think is good? We've still got Karen's and Myrth's quest. Let's do Myrth's quest since she's a mage as well. There you are. Okay. Just check Myrth's inventory. I don't think she's leveled up very fast. It might be difficult. No, there's nothing else I can give her that she doesn't already got. Not got much in the way of items on her. Myrth excused herself from the group to travel deep within the elven forest, with Eleanor by her side. They travelled into parts that Eleanor had never been before even. She saw more elf villages, but they grew less and less like the outside world. Granchi was a centre of trade for the elves, so it was the most influenced by other cultures. However, they were travelling into parts where the elven culture was mostly untouched. Myrth says, "We are near, I feel it." The trees thinned to create a clearing ahead. The space was large and filled with tree stumps. Loggers could be seen across the clearing, busy at work. Myrth says, "Stop! No!" Myrth ran across the clearing, wincing in pain. Eleanor followed. Myrth says, "Please, you have cut enough." The loggers were startled and jumped back. "Elder Druid? Why have you cut so much? Can't you see that it's more than your share?" The loggers looked towards each other. "We sent word upon word for this logging to cease. Have you not received our messages? Tell me, please." The loggers remained silent. Myrth says, "Where's your Druid?" The Druid Yiga says, "I am here, Myrth." A flowery elf stepped out of the trees and walked briskly in front of the loggers. "Yiga, tell me now, have you received my messages?" Myrth says. Druid Yiga says, "I have." Myrth's eyes flared at the Druid's audacity. "And it's exactly what we feared." Yiga's eyes burned to Eleanor like hot coals. "You are not an elf from the forest. Who are you to stand here?" Myrth held an arm in front of Eleanor protectively. "You have no authority to judge yourself. She's a dear friend, and one that respects the forest more than the elves I see here. You have one chance to explain yourself before I bring you before the elders." Druid Yiga says, "For my punishment, I should be rewarded. As much as you try, you cannot make me feel for seeing what you refuse to see." Myrth says, "What does that mean?" Yiga stepped out of the way, and the loggers pounced forward on a command. "You're gonna attack us, great. Got a battle mage and 2 scout. Mage first. Oh dear. It might be too difficult. Alright, revive her, please.
I'm so embarrassed.
Myrth. Bees. Gotcha. Did it right. They also did not succeed. Yiga was standing far back, watching with disappointment. "How could you make them do such a thing?" Myrth says, Yiga, why must it be this way? Why are you fighting?" "Look beside you. Look at your new favourite ally." Myrth looks at Eleanor with confusion. "An outsider." Eleanor says, "Why should that matter? Is that what this is about? You're one of the isolationists?" "We all are. That is part of the forest heritage and our only means of survival. You see what has happened when worlds cross, and now we are at war. And you are to blame for this situation from the Dark Elves. They'll destroy our home, but you abide them, welcome them even. And that you're fighting for the right to take over the forest again. Friend, are you to us? It's clear now that this will take more than diplomacy to resolve." Myrth says, "You have brought me to this Yiga." More elves appeared from the trees and stood behind the Druid. The Yiga says, "No, you have done this to yourself. First things first, you heal up." Druid, scout, a battle mage, bees. It's not actually bees, is it? It's midges or something, but close enough.
I didn't think I had it in me. Let's give them a proper burial.
And Myrth levels up.
To do.
Trader of the forest. He goes wounded but still standing. Myrth says, "Surrender, please." She said Yiga summoned vines to cover escape. The tendrils were a thick wall between her and them. Even though Myrth was able to ward away the vines almost immediately, the Druid had made her escape. Eleanor says, "We have to catch her." Myrth and Eleanor bolted after, whipping through the trees at breakneck speed. Myrth continued to shout for Yiga to stop, but she did not listen. They ran until they stumbled into an elven village and all trace of Yiga had disappeared. Locals were startled to see the elder Druid, especially with an outsider. At a glance, showed exactly why these elves needed so much wood. Barrels of bows and arrows were everywhere. Myrth says, "Weapons? This is why you were over-harvesting." Says, "Why does one town need this many weapons?" Some elves retreated into their homes, but some became aggressive and walked towards Myrth and Eleanor. "We are here for Druid Yiga, not any of you. Stand down." The Druid, Ivistad, says Yiga does not stand alone. Another druid appears, scowling. Alan says, I cannot believe it. Myrth says, are there more of you? We are many, we stand against your tyranny. The forest is being corrupted, we will not stand idly by as it falls. Myrth says, your way of thinking harms the forest more than you realise. Druidiger says, we are true protectors of the Weald, you are no longer needed. Druidiger, we appear to look worse than before, but the spirit has not been broken. Myrth says, we can live peacefully with other cultures. Druidiger says, only if we allow them to consume our own. Myrth says, no, this is wrong, you cannot be right. Learning from each other will help a society to grow. Druidiger says, this is our land, all others must find their own way. Druidiger says, if the forest becomes as you want, where will our history go, our traditions, what will being an elf mean? Alan says, you're simply afraid of change. When it is evil, yes. Druidiger said the word evil cut through Eleanor as sharply as it could. Myrth says, the elder druid, I hereby declare Druidiger and Druidiger said as fetched to the forest. Druidiger said, declare what you will, the people will not let you get away with this. Says, and therefore must be eliminated on sight. The rogue druid growls in anticipation. So says the forest. Yeah, the battle mage first. Bees. I actually remember what that spell is actually called, but no one. It's a stinging swarm, so it could be bees.
Why are you doing this? That
It's easy.
everything's okay.
Myrth closed her eyes to keep from seeing from what she had done. Yugamon and Twitch Eleanor walked over and kneeled down. Eleanor says, I can heal you. Druidiger says, don't touch me. Eleanor shook her head in disappointment. Myrth says, we cannot do anything for them if they do not want it. We should report this to the elders at once. A small village was left to deal with their fallen druids, and Myrth and Eleanor back towards Grand Tree. There the elders circled about to discuss the threat of the isolationists and how to best deal with them. Though some elders agreed with the extremists, it was agreed that Myrth had taken the right course of action to stop the logging. A new druid would be assigned to that part of the forest, and the weapons would be confiscated to help the front lines rather than a private rebellion. To give Myrth more authority, the elders bestowed Myrth with a symbolic staff. Now all the forest would know who really was its protector. Staff of Piety. Well, we've got one more quest to do, but first I'm going to equip her with her Staff of Piety. And it'll be the end of this episode now. Hi, this is Phoephoe. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment, and if you really liked it, please subscribe.